Hey girl, hey, it's your girl Jay, and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, thanks so much for signing through, and if you're returning, welcome back, girl. Girl, the sun is out. It's been out for like 2 seconds, so you know it's boho season, but not just any boho season. Today we are doing a crochet and boho crossover, which means we're not going to be feeding in the hair like normal. We're going to be using the crochet hair and actually feeding that in. Not only is that going to be easier, but you can reuse the hair that we used in the last style and then the style before that, because that's what we did today. And I just think it's so beginner friendly. So if you do want to see how I achieve this look, make sure that you do stay tuned. So if you've been on my channel for a while, then you know that I was coined the queen of boho last year. I've done every single boho you could think of. Long, short, curly, wavy, all of the above. I don't think that I've actually done this before though. As you see this, you can barely tell that it's even braids. This is what the girls like to call mermaid braids, because it gives you that very like effortless, wild wave type of look, and then you can also not really tell that it's actually braids unless you actually get down into the nitty-gritty and actually like look. So today's video was actually inspired by someone that I saw on Instagram. I'm gonna have the video and tag the creator down below. I don't normally go based off of inspo, but I came across it on Instagram Reels and I was like, oh yeah, no, that eats down. I gotta try it. The girls are gonna love it. So as we are nearing the end of like our crochet series, we're gonna be getting into like boho, like the mermaid styles. We'll get into that in the next video. That's not what we're here for. So yes, if you want to see how I achieve this look, let's go ahead and get into it. For today's style, like I was saying, we did reuse the hair that we used in the last style, and this hair is from a company called Ywigs. You guys have seen me work with them time and time again. Just tell them to make me the face. Just make me the face of Ywigs, right? As far as how much hair that I used a full 3 bundles of hair. The full 3. Full 3. I think I had maybe like 1 or 2 pieces left of the body wave hair. Now with that being said, this is what the hair looks like after it's been washed and all that stuff like that. I think that I used half a bundle of actual unused hair because I didn't use the whole bundle in the last style, but the rest of it was already washed and stuff like that. And as you see, it's still maintaining the curl. It's actually even softer, and now it even smells good because I used the good shampoo, whatever. But yeah, this is what we got. So yes, for today's style, as far as what you're going to need, you are going to need 3 bundles of crochet hair. Doesn't matter which one you use, but like I said, this is 22 inches of the body wave crochet hair. You are going to need your 3-way mirror. You guys know, for all of my boho styles, all of my any style that I use, in order to make sure that the parts look professional, I use a 3-way mirror. I also did use a braiding rack today just because I needed to separate the actual synthetic hair. And then as far as the synthetic hair, that braiding hair that I did use, I know that a lot of news has been coming out about the synthetic braiding hair being really harmful for us. So I did use synthetic braiding hair, the brand that I always used. I used 42 inches because I didn't want it to be too long. And then I also did pre-rinse the braiding hair prior to me braiding it as well. I did a vinegar wash. I just washed it very thoroughly. Like I said, I don't know what that does, but I just did it. So I did do that. And then as far as how much I used 1.5 bundles of the hair in the actual package. So you know it comes with 3, so I used 1.5. You want to use a very minimal braiding hair for this style because the name of the game is actually like the boho look. So well, the actual human hair, that's like the name of the game. So we didn't use much braiding hair. Other than that, I did use Shine and Jam Magic Fingers. You guys know that is my go-to. And that is pretty much it that I used today. I'm going to have all of these things linked down in the description for you so that you can click them and all that good stuff. So yes, let's go ahead and get down to business. The outfit is a little bit different just because I do like to film at the same time for like Instagram, TikTok, and stuff like that, and make sure that you are following me on those as well. Okay, so it's time for us to get down to business. So you guys know I do not play around when it comes to these parts. I am sitting in front of a 3-way mirror, which is going to make this a whole lot easier. I like to start by parting directly down the middle of my head, and then after I get that nice and flat, sometimes you have to go over it maybe 1 or 2 times. I like to make sure it's directly in the middle, not kind of off-centered. And after I'm done with that, I like to part from ear to ear. Now this just makes it easier to see the full circumference of my head in the 3-way mirror because you can see each side from the middle to the ear, if that makes sense. And so now that we've done that, I like to just go up the side of my head just parting. Now if you start closest to your ear, it just makes it easier to make sure that each row is like the same size. And then once we get to the top, we just part directly beside it. Super easy. And then I just do that throughout the whole head and then just kind of connect it. I've done a ton of parting videos, so you can go back to just about any video if you need any more help. So we're gonna have 5 rows across the top and then 3 rows below the ear. It's time to get to it. So as you see, it's looking super good. We added anywhere between like 4 to 5 pieces of hair per braid, and the braids are boneless because the name of the game is the boho hair. And with the crochet hair, just makes it so much easier. Now here is the tea. If you want to speed up your process and also make sure that those parts look super professional, go ahead and pre-part your row as well. This is going to make sure that your brick layering is all good to go. And I don't know, it just makes it so much easier. You can get a good momentum going when you do it this way, and it just looks perfect. Parting is definitely important, but the most important part is how you feed in that hair. So we're gonna go ahead and start that process. I just want to show you real quick. This is kind of similar to how we do it with the regular boho hair, which is just hair cut right off of a weft. So with the crochet hair, it's pretty similar. We're gonna go ahead and slide that piece in right at the top, leaving one side out. Now we're going to immediately start braiding in the braiding hair. I use 3 thin pieces of the braiding hair. You want these braids to be boneless. I always say that. And that just means you want the thin, like the braids to be kind of thin, because we're going to really fill this up with the human hair. And if you do thick braids, it's going to be heavy, plus the boho hair, your neck is going to be hurting so bad. So as far as when do you pull out the other piece of the human hair, you're gonna feel it because the crochet hair has 2 notches. It's kind of the notches that actually bind the crochet hair together. And once you get to the other end of the notch, you're gonna feel it inside of the braid, and that's when it'll be time to pull that other side of the crochet hair out. I'm gonna have it up on the side of the screen so you can kind of see what I'm talking about, but you just want to keep on repeating that process. So like I was saying, we did put in about anywhere between 4 to 5 pieces of the crochet hair, and especially at the top. At the bottom, I think we did like 3 to 4. At the top, we did 4 to 5, sometimes 6, because we really want this to be super like full. The mermaid braids are meant to be like invisible, so you don't even want to see the braids for real. So we're going to keep up that process and just keep going all the way down. And I'm going to show a different point of view just so you can see me really get into it. So as I was saying, you're just going to keep on feeding in the hair. You can feed in as much as you want, but just remember, this is human hair, so you'll have to maintain it. So this is what it looks like. Like I was saying, we added in about 3 to 4 pieces of crochet hair, which is equates to like feeding in 8 pieces of hair actually, because you know it's 2 sides. And so this is what we're looking like. Now we're at the final countdown. We have about 5 braids left. So I know I haven't like talked much in this video. It's just because I'm super congested and nasally. But I'm loving the hair so far. I love the volume of it. Do you see how full it is? That's the really good thing about mermaid braids. It's like it passes off as having like an actual weave. And it just like it looks very like free and effortless. Like I love like this whole kind of like boho, super like just, I don't know, fraying look. So this is what we have left to do. So based upon that, we have 5 braids left to do. Now typically when I'm doing my hair, this is where I kind of try to like skip and really get lazy, but I'm really going to kick it up a notch because we need it to be super full like it is on this side. I didn't show much of the process just because it's hard to see from different angles, so I'm going to show a lot of this process. I feel like using the crochet hair is definitely going to be the easiest method of all, and I just like how it's so reusable. I feel like if you're getting your hair done by somebody and you just bring crochet hair, they're going to instantly be able to know how to do it. And the best thing is like it's going to be reusable, whereas like with the boho hair, once you buy it like once, it's reusable if you take it down the right way, but you know, you got to be really like you got to be really like meticulous on how you take your hair down. Like it takes a minute, you see what I'm saying? So anyway, let's go ahead and get down to this last row. I'm gonna go ahead and pre-part. I was saying before how pre-parting makes the job so much easier, but this, let me tell you, is the most important part. Just because I could have definitely done this in 4 braids, but you want to make sure that these braids are kind of small. This is what everybody can see, and this is where you're going to get a lot of the volume for the top as well. So that's why I went ahead and made them 5 braids. And I think that most braiders do that as well, because we all want the volume to be in the top and stuff like that. So definitely don't skip. Don't try to, you know, don't get too tired when you get to this part. You definitely want to kind of just push through and do the best that you can do at this part. So this is the point of view that I wanted to show you. This is actually my favorite part to braid, because it's easier to grip and everything. So I'm just going to do one full braid motion. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the crochet hair through. As you see, it has those 2 notches that bind the hair together. You are going to slide that in there, and then you want to slide it down just to where you hit the notch. Don't braid on the notch of hair, because you'll lose your movement. So I'm going to slide it up just a little bit, and then I'm going to start feeding in the hair, the 3 pieces of hair immediately. Now those pieces of hair are going to vary based upon how thin your hair is in the front, because sometimes it's going to vary from the hair in the back, but I'm just going to feed in 3 nonetheless. Now you're going to braid the whole entirety of this string. That string that's connecting the 2 pieces of hair, you're going to braid the entirety of the string. When you feel that notch, you can kind of like flip it to a more comfortable position. But when you feel the notch, that is when you're going to actually take out the other side of the hair. As you see, I just did that here. And then you continue to braid down just a little bit, and then you want to go ahead and feed in another piece of the crochet hair. This is so much easier than the boho hair just because it doesn't slip out. It doesn't slip out, it's very sturdy, and you don't have to feed in as much because it's 2 pieces per, you know, piece of crochet hair. And see, as you see, I took it out too early because you can still kind of see a piece of the string. So I braid it down just a little bit further, and then now we're good to go. I'm going to continue to do this about 3 to 4 more times on the braid, and then I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my head and come back with the final look. Psych, I think this is the last braid. So I'll be back with the final look. All right, my girl, we are back with the final look. When I tell you, oh, we ate down, edges are popping. So this hair came out super good, like super good. Like, you can do so much with the, like, and it's not heavy. It looks like it would be heavy, right? But it's actually not heavy. And we did use the full 3 bundles of hair, and it's really not heavy. I like how it just, I don't know, it just looks so cute. And this is why I did say that you don't want to use a lot of the braiding hair. Remember, I was talking about that mainly because if you use a lot of braiding hair, the braids would be thicker and it would be heavy. With it like this, it's actually not heavy at all. You could put this up in a bun, you could leave it down, side part, middle part. So many different things you can do with this. So I'm excited. Again, I'm going out of town. I'm always going out of town. So I'm going out of town. So this is gonna be perfect for the spring. You guys know I've been on a crochet kick, so absolutely love this. I hope that this video served as the perfect inspo for you in this spring season. So yeah, make sure that you go and check out Ywigs. They have a plethora of different options for you on there, girls. So yes, and don't forget to subscribe before you go. I will see you in the next video. Bye.